Hello everyone and welcome back to K All. I am your host, Angel, and today I'm really excited because we are doing a bit of a surprise episode. Now, I intended on making today's episode about K-pop Demon Hunter, which I'm going to make an episode on that, so don't you worry, because there is a lot to talk about with that film, but Jin of BTS had other plans for us. Today we're talking about the Run Seokjin _EP tour because he just kicked it off at Goyang Stadium today. And we need to get into this. We need to talk about the set list, we need to talk about the performances, about the BTS members that may or may not have appeared. So if that sounds like fun to you, you know what to do. Give this video a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, hello. Give us a review, leave a comment below on this episode. Let me know what you think about it and what you want to hear more of. And without further ado, let's get it. So I'm going to start off this episode by addressing the fact that I woke up at 6 a.m. for this concert bright and early, actually 5:55 to be exact, because I had to get the live stream ready, and we had a stable link, we were thriving, we were surviving, and I was able to see the concert. The way that Jin started off this concert is truly one of a kind. What he did is quite out of the norm for a K-pop concert, and honestly just for a concert in general. Instead of having a video, instead of having a VCR play at the beginning of the performance, he kind of just walked up on stage, clicked a big button in the middle of the stage and said challenge, and before you knew it, within mere moments, he was singing Running Wild. So there was absolutely no preparation. There was no way for ARMY to mentally prepare themselves and know he was going to step out on stage, because he just appeared unannounced, walked up in broad daylight, which made it even funnier. Everyone saw him just moseying along the stage, hitting that giant button, like the kind of button you would imagine in Powerpuff Girls that you can't press because it's the end of the world if you do. You know how in those shows they're always like, don't press the button. Well, Jin, he pressed the button, and with that, the Run Seokjin _EP tour commenced. Now, this tour is already very different from J-Hope and Suga's. In my previous video talking about J-Hope's Hope on the Stage, I did a little bit of a comparative analysis discussing how with Yoongi's tour, he really deconstructed his soul on that stage, taking apart the stage piece by piece until he was on the ground with his audience, being one with everybody in the room and showing that he wants to die to himself when he makes his music. And then for J-Hope, that was like his lifeline, the stage. It was his giving tree, and it also shows his history, his roots, how it started with street dancing and how it evolved over time with his first mixtape with Hope World, but he still keeps very close to what makes him him, what makes J-Hope J-Hope. Now with Jin, he kind of threw caution to the wind, created this concert within mere moments. I think he started conjuring it about 4 months ago, which is not a whole lot of preparation for a concert, but yet this tour, this show, does not feel rushed. It does not feel like it wasn't well thought out, because everything he does is with a beautiful intention. So instead of using the stage per se to tell a narrative story, Jin wants ARMY to tell a story. He basically hands the mic over to the audience multiple times throughout the show, even creating these really comical karaoke clips where ARMY need to sing along to Jin's song to really fill the stadium with the love of the ARMY and the voices of all these beautiful people being brought collectively together to create this harmonious sound, or sometimes discordant sound, which we will get into. I just really love seeing the different thought process of each of them, and how for Jin, he really does focus, like his music sings, on to me, today. He focuses on being in the present moment, engaging with the people around him, and this whole tour was honestly just a way for him to have more engagement with fans. It's basically like a big fan meet or another high touch, except he's saying hi to everyone, and he's saying hi through BTS's discography and the Jin universe, the beautiful Jiniverse. Let's get into it. First off, he presses the button, he says challenge, Dojun in Korean, and he starts singing Running Wild. Now, it was so joyful and harmonious to watch Jin take the stage with full whimsy, full Jinsy, if you will, just running around, running wild, pun intended, Jin-tended. I just can't help it with the Jinferences. It's really bad. Running Wild always hits every single time. It holds like a special place in my heart personally because it was the first song I ever heard Jin perform live since I saw him perform it at Jimmy Fallon. So hearing Running Wild always almost makes me cry. And it's not really a song you should cry to, but the nostalgia is there within the lyrics, so I guess it makes sense. He also pulled up in a very Lost in the Lights, like crazy Jimin kind of attire, and I'm loving it. He looked adorable. But after Running Wild, he sings I'll Be There, which was the most adorable performance ever. That song also is just so endearing because it has some of my favorite lyrics that Jin has written. Verse 1, he sings, "Giving something greater than just the little things, that's what I live for." And I feel like that really is what Jin does. His actions speak louder than his words, but they also echo by Jin, echo his words. Because what he said when he wrote this lyric about give something greater than just the little things, that's what I live for, he wants the fans to receive a big happiness rather than small happiness when they see BTS, when they see Jin. And I can tell you, I absolutely had a big happiness after watching this concert because he performed all of my favorite songs. I feel a little bit spoiled because I got Falling, I got Abyss, I got Super Tuna, Chamchi, huh? I got Background, I got Epiphany, Moon. You can't make this up. Moon Jin Moon. So after I'll Be There. Oh, first of all, we need to talk about the smoke. I don't know who I don't know who came up with all the smoke for this stage, but at the beginning, the first couple of songs, Running Wild, I'll Be There, With the Clouds, and Falling, I get it. I get why there was smoke, especially for With the Clouds, but poor Jin looked like he was getting completely engulfed while he was performing, and I just want to understand the creative direction as to why the smoke was needed for every single song and why it was strategically placed where his microphone was when he was singing. I feel like it's payback for all the times he has attacked BTS members with the smoke gun, but still, I'm a little bit worried. I did see him cough towards the beginning too, so they might want to rethink the smoke setup, at least dissipate it just a little bit. Another thing, during With the Clouds, he brought out this little stool which makes multiple appearances during the concert, and he stood up on it as he was singing, and it was so adorable. I just love that song. I've spoke about it in length during my Echo analysis, so if you want to hear my deeper thoughts on that song, give it a listen, give it a check. But With the Clouds is just such a perfect concert song. It makes me feel like I'm genuinely floating with the clouds, and it's so healing. The lyrics, the way that he says, if your tears are rain, I will surely soak up all of your tears so that you don't have to feel that pain, is basically what he's singing, so that your white, pure heart doesn't have to turn black and it remains the same as it was the day that we first met. It's just such a beautiful, poetic sentiment, and he did write With the Clouds, so it bears even more power when he sings it. So after With the Clouds, he sang my favorite song, one of my favorite songs of all time, absolutely my favorite song on Happy, and I will stand by that, and it's his favorite song too, so he's got good taste. Falling. He sang Falling. I can't let it go. 내게 안아줘. Is it yes or no? Tell me, tell me. I don't know why the song about him never getting approached is just the most beautiful, perfect song ever. Maybe it's because I can relate to it a little bit, but I absolutely adored hearing him sing it live. You're my soul and I'm just somebody. And it was so beautiful to hear the ARMY echoing the words back to him. There's just that beautiful synergy that BTS and ARMY have, and I love how it's unwavering. You hear it within each one of their solo concerts. So Falling was breathtaking, definitely a standout moment for me. Then he's saying Don't Say You Love Me, slowed it down a little bit. That was beautiful as well, but it did not prepare me for the chaos that was going to ensue after that. Because after he's saying Don't Say You Love Me, he decided it would be a good idea to make ARMY play charades with him. And depending on how many of the charades they do that he guessed correctly, he would earn a certain amount of points. Now, those points could go into what outfit he would wear for the next stage, but ARMY didn't know what song he was going to sing next. So, as he did this, as he played the game with them, I noticed a lot of the ARMYs were not doing the charade. Instead, they were just posing, doing a little heart or peace sign. And I gotta say, when I see him at Prudential, I'm going all out. I'll be flopping like a fish if he wants me to. If he wants me to pretend that I am mowing the lawn, you will see me holding on to a lawnmower. Somehow I'm gonna make it work. But they absolutely did not give that energy. There were a couple of people who I saw did, but I think that's why he was so confused and was only able to get kind of like half of one correct. One of the choices was flying chair, which I don't really know how anyone could recreate that safely, but allegedly, and don't quote me on this, word around the street, On the Street by J-Hope, is that J-Hope actually took his chair that he was sitting on and put it above his head to help Jin know that it was flying chair. So Jin did get the chair part, but not so much the flying, so they gave him a point anyway. And because of that, he pulled up in a karate outfit. So that karate attire was really cute. It reminded me of the Run Jin episode when he did karate. Then he pulls up. Can you guess what song he sang in that karate outfit? I'll give my YouTube watchers a hint. And now I will give my listeners on Spotify a hint. Do 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 Chum-chi. Yeah, he sang Super Tuna. He sang the Super Tuna in a karate outfit. Editor Angel here, it was taekwondo, not karate angel. Now, I was so happy because I had been living in fear ever since I saw him at the Empire State Building that he was not actually going to perform this song. He completely led everyone to believe that Super Tuna was not on the set list and absolutely not in his intentions. Now, I felt like this couldn't be true because he performed it the first day after he got out of the Army, as well as re-recorded it to have a full version. So if he went to those great lengths to do that, why would he not include it on the tour, you know? But still, he fooled me. I was afraid, and as we know, Jin is the master of deception for anyone who watches Run Jin, so I was absolutely fooled. I was fooled once, I was fooled twice, and maybe I'll be fooled again. We'll see. Fool me, can't get fooled again. This concert, watching him sing Super Tuna literally invigorated me. I was jumping, I was dancing, I didn't care if it was 6 in the morning. I was flying around my living room because Super Tuna, I am the #1 Super Tuna stan. So you will see me at this concert wearing this hat, the Super Tuna headband, as well as a Super Tuna jersey most likely, unless I decide to become a cowgirl. That remains to be seen. Now, Super Tuna was powerful, it was eclectic. He didn't do the full choreography, but he did add the paltuk, which was very appreciated. The footstool was of use as he climbed on top of it and was dancing. I absolutely love his energy. It was just the greatest to see, and Namjoon, Taehyung, and J-Hope were in the building, so they witnessed Super Tuna, and you could see J-Hope kind of reeling in the fishing rod in the audience, and you could see the members were having a good time. So after Super Tuna, he decided that he wanted to just devastate the entire world. Should I take this off? I probably should take this off. Okay, let's put that back down here. Okay, ASMR. After Super Tuna, Jin decided it would be a good idea to devastate everyone. He brought out a piano. He did change before doing that. He put on another really cute outfit, and he decided to sing I Will Come to You, which is the first song he started writing at least, while he was still in the military, via notes in his diary. Now, I Will Come to You is such a perfect fan song, so hearing him sing it with no backing track, no other instruments, completely just him and the piano was definitely a sight to behold. It was so beautiful and he sounded absolutely stunning. But then he decided to pull out all the stops and completely devastate me to the point that I was literally crawling on my knees because I was in shambles. He sang Abyss. Now, Abyss is my favorite Jin song, at least one of my favorite Jin songs, and I was not sure if it had really secured a spot on the set list as much as I would hope it would, because it was originally released on SoundCloud, and it was his first song, I believe, that he wrote and produced, that he released as a Festa song for ARMY. So for it to finally be on Spotify and now be in the Run Seokjin _EP tour set list, I couldn't ask for anything more. For this one, the band did return a little bit with some instrumentals, just because Abyss is such a powerful song, and for it to be driven home like that, to pack a punch, it's gotta have that backing instrument, but he still played the piano, and there was still no backing vocal. So for him to sing such a vulnerable song with no vocal support, but just showcase the beauty of his voice, of his soul, and just connect with ARMY, it was incredible. Jin's love and passion for art truly knows no bounds, and I think that I Will Come to You to Abyss into background was a personal attack on me, because after Abyss, I was still on the floor, but background had me rolling around. Background is my favorite song on Echo. So he knew what he was doing. He definitely knew what he was doing. He knew the emotional damage it would cause, and he's lucky that I won't sue him the way that Suga said anyone who has a problem with his music and mic drop should sue. So it was just crazy. It was definitely a crazy run. Kim Seokjin, you are insane for that. But I definitely loved it. I love to hear it happen, and I can't wait to see it live. I just don't know if I'm gonna survive it, but we'll see. Stay tuned. Will Angel survive Abyss and Background back to back? I don't know. Now, I do have to say, something I haven't spoken about enough throughout this description of the concert is Jin's vocals. He sounds so powerful, and the fact that he was so worried about his voice after getting out of the military, you can see every ounce of worry is gone. His silver voice is silvering, it's glitter and gold. It is incredible how beautiful he sounded the entire concert, and I can't get over the emotion he carries within his voice. And I love the way he sings with his full body, the way that he like crouches down when he's doing a high note, like he throws himself into his music. He feels every word that he sings, and you really see that on the stage. So it was just so lovely, and so it moves you to tears. Like, why was I crying during Running Wild? Why was I crying during, well, I understand why I was crying during Abyss and Background, but the way he sings, like, I could see myself almost crying to Super Tuna. Like, it's that serious. So then, after Background, he sang another level, and he kind of, like, flew into the air with this, not Jungkook Euphoria style, because he was still tethered to the ground, but it was like this really high up podium that was very tiny, so I was a little bit worried for him, just like I was worried for his safety every time he stepped up on that footstool. But here he is, he was okay, he hit another level. As he performed another level, we really got to see the rock side of Jin again. He was like fully rock mode, and he sounded incredible. I can't believe that song was written about a game still, because it feels like he's going through the most gut wrenching, tiring fight of his life every time he sings that song, but it's powerful. It again packs a punch. That's all I can say when I talk about this concert. I will have more to say once I witness it in person. After another level, all of a sudden he had Yena from Eyes One, not Eyes One, she's a soloist now, but Yena from Once Upon a Time Eyes One pop out to sing Loser. And they really just match each other's energy so well. It's actually kind of crazy. But Jin, the power in his voice was insane this performance. It was intimidating. I was intimidated by the way he was singing those notes. He meant business when he was singing Loser. And something else I really appreciated about this tour was the fact that he would put the lyrics up on the screen romanized whenever it was in Korean. That made it so much easier for me, for someone who doesn't know Korean yet, but really loves the songs and would love to sing along to them. He made it more accessible, and I think that's so sweet that he had the Korean lyrics, he had the romanized translation, and he also had like the English lyrics depending on if he was singing English or not. And I just love that. So thank you, Jin. Thank you so much for making your tour so thought out and accessible. But I'm trying to think what time he did the karaoke clip. I can't remember at what point when that happened, but it was so funny because he spun this little wheel, and whatever song it landed on, Army would have to sing the song for him. So it ended up landing on Go Go? Did it? No, no, not Go Go. It landed on I'll Be There, I'm pretty sure. Yes, and then everyone had to sing along to it, so he gave them like a practice while he was getting ready for his next outfit. And that was foreshadowing when he made the army sing different songs, and then he would have to guess which song they were singing. So when they sang Running Wild, Army went a lot a bit off key, which led them to not be able to sing the high notes in the chorus. Jin's reaction to their mistake was so endearing because you could see he just looked at everyone with such love and just laughter and just lightheartedness, like, "Aw, this is a high song. I made this song too high for you guys." But once he sang it with everybody, they all were back on track. So it really shows the importance of having a leader, including a vocal leader. And when Army sang Go Go, he couldn't remember the lyrics, but he did remember some of the dance moves, which was good. I think he called it Go Stop, but he did that on purpose just so he would get the penalty, because apparently Army wanted to see a freaking lid fall on his head, which luck was on his side because it never really hit him. Instead, the chair he was sitting on ended up getting hit and broke. So he seems to have a reverse power to Jimin falling out of his chairs all the time. But I digress. So after Lose Your Feet Yana, the most insane thing happened. Jin performed Rope It, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Out of all the songs, Rope It was not the one I would imagine for him to be completely like suave and really sexy. It was a lot to take in. He just looked so good. He as soon as he put that cowboy hat on, Jin became another person. He really said rope it. Yeah, yeah, rope it. And honestly, he was given Pro Rida energy, Namjoon style. It was really insane to witness, and I was feeling a lot of things. I was very overwhelmed by what we were getting. I mean, we already know he's worldwide handsome, but that cowboy hat just gave him a whole new energy. So it was giving J-Hope Killing It Girl almost, but Rope It is not that kind of song. So I was like, where are we? When they go low, we go high. Don't need no mess, we just fly. But he was causing a mess. So Jin, I loved just like his energy during the stage, especially when he did this like one step, two step going down the stage as he was singing. You could see he feels cool when he sings this song. Like he is feeling Rope It, and Rope It's feeling him. So I definitely really enjoyed this stage. I can't get over how good he looked, quite honestly, and how good he sounded, but I had to just kind of watch in amazement. I had to stop singing at points just to witness what was unfolding in front of me, and now I'm kind of rethinking my outfit and I feel like I need to be a cowgirl. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Robit was crazy. Suddenly, yeehaw. The way he was doing like the little mic flip at the beginning too, he just gave off such cool vibes. It wasn't a mic flip like Jimin style, he was just kind of lassoing it around. So the mic lasso, what I should call it. And I love the way he kind of like pranced around the stage, the way he would really lean in as he was singing. He just looked too good. I was obsessed with this entire look, and I knew that Ropa was coming as soon as I saw that jacket with all the little fringe. The way that he stepped down the stage was just so attractive. Like everything about this stage was attractive and it was overwhelming. And his Bratz doll lips definitely only make the matter worse for me. So it was a lot to take in. So after Rope It, he decided to do a BTS medley, and it was all fun and games until he pulled out the most emotional stops ever. First, when you expect them to play Dynamite and they actually play Dynamite, he did start off with Dynamite. Even though he said Dynamite was not one of his favorite songs, he brought it out for the army, and you could see he was shining through the city with a little funk and soul. He looked so happy, so full of joy and light, and for Namjoon, V, and J-Hope to be witnessing it, it's just so cute. There were like videos of them dancing along, and he definitely powered through it on his own. He even did some of the choreography, which I feel like was for dance coach J-Hope, so he could be like, look, Hobie, I still got it. And then right after that, he sang Butter, absolutely so full of life, so adorable. He sounded so good. He definitely wanted them to perform with him. I wish that they did, but I understand they need time, even though he it was so funny because when he did put J-Hope on the big screen, he was like, is anyone else with you? And J-Hope was like, Namjoon, like he was trying to say Namjoon. V was there too, but they both were missing in action for some reason. And he was like, oh, Namjoon shy, I get it, but don't forget that I started performing on stage the day after getting out of the military. So he's just always so funny and cheeky. He definitely flamed him. He flamed RM on the big screen, and Tae was unscathed since he wasn't anywhere to be seen and he couldn't read J-Hope's mouth, and he was also saying Taehyung. But it was really funny. So after Dynamite and Butter, he decided to absolutely destroy my soul and shatter it into a million pieces by performing Mikrokosmos. He performed Mikrokosmos, and I was a nerd. I was a wreck. I was a nerd, and I was a wreck because I couldn't handle it. It was so beautiful. We shined, we dreamed, and boy did we smile. It was just so beautiful, Mikrokosmos. It just felt so heartwarming to hear the army singing along with him. And then for Spring Day, he's saying Spring Day. I was absolutely in shambles. I can't believe that I'm going to be hearing that song in less than a month. That's crazy to me. I never in a million years thought I'd be so lucky to witness it so soon. So thank you, Jin, just like J-Hope, for really bringing BTS back to us. Yoongi too, because he also did the ciphers, but this is just like a whole other energy. Mikrokosmos and Spring Day, I do not play. I do not play about Spring Day. And it was cute because for Jimin's part, Jin was like, "Oh, Jimin, are you here? You should be singing this part." So it's so sweet. I love how even though Jin sings so high in every song, he still complains about the Jimin notes, and he's like, "Why don't you come up here and do this?" I think they all do that, and it's so funny. But after Spring Day, he sang The Astronaut, and I was crying yet again because I was reminded of him leaving before he went to the military and what that performance was like, the emotional Argentina with Coldplay. And then I was reminded of his discharge when he sang it to us again, showed up on that bicycle. So I think The Astronaut is always going to be a song that tugs at my heartstrings, but I am really grateful that he sang it nonetheless because it was beautiful. And he followed that up with Nothing Without Your Love, which whoever came up with that was perfect. Chef's kiss. Like, that is the ultimate Setlist move, to go from The Astronaut to I'm Nothing Without Your Love, which is very obviously another song he wrote for Army. So I was enamored by his voice. His voice is just so stunning. He is the high note king, and he really sings like no other. I find it so beautiful that his music is perfectly created just for Jin. Like, I can't imagine anyone else singing these songs. So then, for the encore, he sang, drumroll please, Epiphany. He sang Epiphany, and I don't know what is more poetic than Jin singing Epiphany in a t-shirt with his face on it, singing I Am the One I Should Love while wearing a shirt of yourself. That is peak perfection. So I also need to get his merch. It's killing me that I don't own a Worldwide Handsome shirt or a Wuteo light stick cover or keychain with angel wings, because hello, in case you don't know, my name is Angel. So I need that in my life. I need that in my existence. But yeah, Epiphany was just breathtakingly flawless. I did start crying yet again. We just love to cry. We love to cry around these parts because that is my song. I'm the one I should love in this world. I finally realized, so I love me. Not so perfect, yet so beautiful. I'm the one I should love. I think I quote that song in my sleep, quite genuinely. So hearing that song live, I know is going to mend my soul, mend me as a person. I did have the suspicion he would sing this song since J-Hope brought it up in their recent Festa content, but Abyss was such a wild card. I still can't believe that that happened, and I think I'm gonna have to hear it again to believe that it happened. So after Epiphany, he sang Moon, and this is kind of Jin's equal sign moment. So for J-Hope, he would go out into the crowd and have somebody look him in the eyes as he began singing Equal Sign, one of the army. But for Jin, he's like, no, you're gonna sing. I'm gonna make one of you guys sing the intro to my song. So this poor girl at Barricade was kind of put on the spot and she had to sing it. And the way that he looked at her with such love and understanding when she didn't sing it correctly and even had her sing it again, it was just so endearing and sweet, but it also makes me afraid for what other people are going to have to experience now when he puts that mic up to them. Like, are they going to run away? Are they going to sing? Is that why he told us to wear sneakers so we can run if he starts coming our way? But all I have to say is that Jin, I will be ready. I'll be on the sidelines of the section, but very close. So when you're at Prudential and you need somebody to sing, look for a Super Tuna in the crowd, okay? I will be there and I'm ready to sing. This is my formal request to do the intro to Moon. I'm not afraid to do it, but watch me literally chicken out when he pulls up next to me. So after Moon, which Moon was gorgeous, we need to give it its flowers because Moon is just that song, and I loved hearing how strong and confident he was singing it. Also Epiphany, I need to talk about the way that he cries out at the end of that song. He sang it with such conviction and power. His voice is so stunning. I'm gonna cry just talking about it. It's okay. It's okay. So Moon Jin Moon was amazing as always, and then he ended it with exactly what I thought he would end it with, to me, comma, today, which I think couldn't be a more perfect ending because he's reminding everybody to fly where their heart beats, to do what they love, to love what they do, and to focus on the present moment and not worry so much about what happened yesterday or what's to come in the future. Just be where you are now, be who you are now, and be proud of who you are now. And I think that's the perfect way to end the concert because he is reminding everyone of what they experienced together within that 2 hours. So it was just such a beautiful concert. I loved it so much, and I can't wait to see it again. So I will be watching it tomorrow morning again, just in case the other members make an appearance. And I also want to see what songs end up getting chosen when he spins his little wheel of choice. But we're gonna manifest right now that Jimin and Jungkook pull up as well as Yoongi, and that they perform together. Or maybe V will make an appearance again and he sings It's Definitely You with Jin. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we can make happen. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope that you enjoyed. I know it was brief. I mean, it's not that brief. This is 35 minutes I'm staring at right now. But if there's anything more you want to hear, let me know. That's all that I've got today. So, bye. That's all for K-all.